Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. This will be an introduction to the next project. It's a 1968 Chevrolet Chevelle Nomad station wagon. That's the full name of it. And before anybody comments, that's not no Nomad. They only made Nomads or 2 doors and 55, 6, and 7. No, Google is your friend. Search Google. They made Nomads, even like 58 to 61. And then according to Wikipedia, they had a 6-year hiatus and started making the Nomads in 68 to 72. Then 76 they named a Vega station wagon a Nomad, and in 77 or 8 they made a van named a Nomad. So you just have to Google it. It's a real Nomad. There's the Nomad emblem. You can search on Google or YouTube. I've been searching the last few days on YouTube, and there's a bunch of 68 Nomads on there. Okay, it's from Stakely Chevrolet, which is in Dallas. So it's an original Southern car. This has been sitting since 1991. Here's the tag, puppy, out of the way. December of 91 is when the tag expired. I bought it 5 years ago. It was sitting in a field. Guy had it advertised on it's either Craigslist or Marketplace for 500 bucks. So I couldn't pass it up. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I hooked up my trailer and I was gone to get it. Okay, no title. Now the story was, it was his friend's car that took the engine and transmission out to put it in another car, and then it just sitting in his field since 91. Now it does have dual exhaust. I had a strap. That's what's on the door handles there. I had a strap holding that up when I loaded it on a trailer. Okay. I haven't done anything to this car, even when I bought it. I just brought it to my shop at the time, dropped it off. I moved in this place a year later and I hauled it over here. It's been sitting here now 4 years. Okay. It is, originally came with a 307, according to the fender emblem. And now a Nomad in 68, I guess until 72, these wagons were the very basic models, okay? Because they had a concourse and a bigger wagon. These were the base models. Now, most of these Nomads came with 6 cylinders, 3 on the tree, rubber floor mats, rubber mats instead of carpet. That's how basic they were. This one's a little basic here because it doesn't have power brakes, but it did have a 307 V8 and an automatic. Now, why the guy would want to pull this motor out? It was probably swapped earlier. I'm guessing that it probably had a hopped up motor in it and took it out. Okay, it's got the trim tag here, right here, and I deciphered it. Was built the 5th week of August, 68. It's a 4-door wagon built in Kansas City, Missouri. The other trim pattern is a black pattern imitation leather seats. Came with a bench seat. Paint code is R and R, which means upper and lower is Matador red. This car was originally red. That's probably some of it there faded. I just figured a little bit different. Also, it has an XZ, and they say that's an unknown molding or unknown code. That's probably something to do with the trim molding. I don't see any trim, you know, I don't know. Okay, now the big problem is I just noticed this. I just started. I mentioned this car in a few videos and I haven't done nothing to it. I've only opened the door a couple of times. Now the VIN number is supposed to be right here on the windshield. And as you can see, it's completely rotted. Now whether it's underneath that rust in there, I don't know. Okay, here's the, I don't know if that's an inspection or registration, but it would be 92. That has to be an inspection. Because, so I just now was searching in the car, and I wanted to get the video going here before I end up putting this under here so they don't blow away. Okay. So I just started digging through the glove box. And as you can see, the rats, mice have been in here. This is all the stuff I cleaned out of the glove box. So I found this from the Oklahoma Tax Commission. This is the registration, expires last day of December 1991. But there's no VIN number on it. The VIN number is probably eaten by the rats here. But it has the tag BNB. Yep, BNB 198 has that. So let me stick this under this wiper so it doesn't blow away. Okay. So from what I read, there are other VIN numbers. One could be on the frame. Most common consensus, and I've seen a guy do it on a video on a Chevelle, which this actually is called a Chevelle Wagon. It's underneath the heater core box. So basically I'm gonna have to take all this apart and find the VIN number stamped, and I don't know what I'd have to do, get with the state somehow of reissuing, well, reissuing the original VIN if I can find it. Now what I did find on what the VIN number should have in it is a 32, which means it's a Nomad 8-cylinder. A 35 in it, that means it's a 2-seat wagon. The Nomads only come with 2 seats. The other type of bigger wagons came with a 3-seat. They could come with a 3rd seat, 3rd row. So it should have a 32, a 35, and then a K, which means Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, so I know what number should be on the VIN, so if I find some numbers in that heater box or the frame, I'll know if it's the VIN or not. This, I'm not sure what this is here. This was laying over here. Okay, it is an AC car. I haven't been underneath of it, but there is some rot right down at the bottom there and right there. Don't know how extensive. That would be like the toe boards for the floor. Not sure how extensive the rust is going to be. This thing is rough. Parts for at least the front end are going to be all Chevelle, 68 Chevelle. So I can get parts, patch panels, little stuff. Oh, it's missing the Supposed to have a Nomad emblem here on the fenders. Showed you one on the back. It's got the mirrors. Okay, so I don't know if they're going to make door panels here, but I could probably make some. The main part is this metal here, which is, and the rest I could probably make. Here's the bench seat. I'm about to clear this out. That's why I wanted to start this video. It's just all full of, you know, I guess they were driving it with this on there because the imitation leather didn't last, and then there's some duct tape. The registration said it had been on the road for 23 years, from 68 to 92. This is gonna go in the trash. Gonna get buckets in it. This does not look like the original steering wheel. It could be. Okay. I think it reads 81,000 miles. I don't know. Okay, you can see up the dash here where the VIN number is supposed to be. It's all rotted. Had a little plastic knife here. I was trying to scrape. So obviously the it's all rotted here. Obviously I have to take the windshield out. It's actually, it doesn't look like it's cracked. It's just all that bubble. The plastic laminate in the middle is all bubbled out. Whether I can take that out and that little riveted VIN number fell out and is in there intact, I don't know. Now these are, I believe, I think I brought these wheels with me and put them on to load it. And I think it had these wheels on it here, because these were all inside of it. These little, I'm about to throw these out. I don't think they're factory superior. I can't remember if I took the brakes off because they were seized or what, but it looks like 2 brake drums in there. The drive shaft, which is good. Looks like they spray painted this window black. The headliner's shot. It's all ripped, but at least we got the metal rods there. Kitty's in here checking it out. Kitty, what you doing? Find any mice? Get them mice. See, there's all beer bottles and crap in there. You can see all the rust on top. Now, I tried I think about a year ago, this was missing here. And there's a deal to turn right in there. And I think I had some needle nose vice grips and I tried to turn it. And you could see this window kind of flex a little bit. But I didn't want to press it. I couldn't get the window down. You have to pull the window down to, yeah, there's a little lever there to open the tailgate. We'll see if that works. I'm gonna just spray some lube, some looby dooby, all in there. Okay, these, as you can see, all that rust on the inside, that's all coming from this window. Luckily these moldings didn't fly off. I think I actually had these taped up when I moved it because I didn't want to lose these. I'd never find them. Okay, so I think that's going to be one of the first things I'm going to do to it is take out these windows and moldings and clean all this up, new clips, and put all that back together because it's all rotted and leaking on both sides. This one here is about to fall off too. Okay, so we have that. it's supposed to. There's no armrests here. I guess it didn't come with armrests. I think the armrest on the passenger side is good, but you can buy these. Probably just have to buy the top little pad. Of course, the dash needs to be replaced. Everything. It's going to need everything, guys. Sun visors. So you can see here's the original paint. Red. I don't know what they did. Whether this is spray paint or what. It doesn't look... or an Earl Scheib job or something. I haven't checked. I'm hoping I can find weather stripping. Should fit like a 4-door. Be the same as a 4-door. I'm not sure what this tag is here. It might be for an oil change or something. And there's some of the original red. Yeah, whatever black this was, it just baked off. So anyway, it was well worth 500 bucks. You know, I make 2 or 3 times that just in parts. The hood did come with it. Let's walk over here real quick. This is the hood for it here. You see the red. As far as I know, it's pretty straight. A little bit of surface rust, but we're probably not going to use that. Probably going to get a cowl hood. I do have a bunch of, you know, I built my '69 Chevelle. I got an extra hood. And I got a core support, some little pieces here, you know, hood levers and stuff, 2 extra fenders, this fender and this fender here. But actually we may use that fender. The bottom of that's pretty good. Okay, we'll go over the body. Eventually, I'm going to move it up here with in front of my power washer and clean off the 30 years worth of crap on there. And then I'm supposed to have a guy come and look at this engine transmission, the LT1. If he comes this weekend and buys it, then I'm gonna put the Nomad right here on this, because I don't go in and out this door, just this one. So I want to park it here after I bring it over here and wash it, pressure wash it. And then we're going to put it up on jack stands and get under there and make sure the frame and everything is good on it. And it should be, you know, I haven't, down south here, I haven't had no problems with frame rotting out or nothing. I can't remember how low it was sitting in the ground, but, and then I guess we're gonna have to take all this apart and check for that VIN number and then see what I can find out about that. It did have power steering, automatic, AC, but standard brakes. Okay, both bottom of the fenders are rotted here. That's typical, mostly from sitting. But you can get patch panels. Here's the Nomad holes for the emblem. Okay, and some rust here in the doors, and all easy fixes with little patches. It doesn't look like there's any dents in it. Of course, it's so dirty. Well, there is. On the other side, there's a dent. This looks like for a spare tire, but I can't really. It's gonna be the first thing is trying to get this thing opened. I think maybe there's supposed to be a spare tire in there. We're gonna clean out all this inside. See if those, I don't even know what those inside panels, whether they can be cleaned up and painted. See, it doesn't have the hump on this side, so this is all rotted here. And I don't know if I can get patch panels for that or make something. Oh, so the only dent, it looks like it was hit right here. Bang that out, and the taillight don't line up very good. The bumper's not bad. I do like the bumpers on it, which I'll probably never find them. Although this one's dinged up right here. The lenses, oh, the lenses are missing. Lenses for the reverse lights. Okay, you can't. I don't think anybody makes these, just like these Nomad emblems. If anybody knows, anybody with parts like that, emblems, tailgate handle, or any parts you think I could use, let me know. Okay, I think that's about it. Now, some cars that I buy, I have a vision for them almost right away. You know, if you've been following along, on YouTube, I've done the Chevelle and the Aspen and the two Novas. Some of them I have a vision right away, some of them a little bit longer. Well, this vision took about 5 years. All I knew was that it would look cool fixed up, and that's the only reason I bought it. Well, reason I bought it because it was dirt cheap, and I could make money on it. When I first bought it for $500, I immediately put it up for $2,500, and I had a bunch of people interested, no shows, and after about a couple of days, I just pulled the ad. I said, no, I'm not even going to sell it. I'm going to fix it up one day. So here it is 5 years later. So we'll go back to the Nomad. So when I posted it in my Chevelle groups, all the comments were, that ain't no Nomad. And I started arguing with a couple of, I guess they were old timers. And I said, just Google it. They made Nomad in '68. Nope, no they didn't. Nomads are only 55s, Tri-5s, 2-doors. And I said, no. I says, it says, oh, Lock Kitty in there. So I said, no, 68s. 68, they made a Nomad. No, they didn't. And I'd show them the Nomad emblem and show them Google pictures of new advertisements for the 68 Nomad on Google. He didn't care. He says, and I said, listen, Chevrolet, GM, named it a Nomad, so it's a Nomad. And the guy goes, I don't care what GM or Chevrolet calls it, it's not a Nomad. And that's when I just gave up. I said, fucking idiot. So, there's ways of thinking that, it shouldn't be a Nomad. But then, you can't just say, no, it's not a Nomad. So anyway, I know even after I explain this, I can guarantee in the comments below there's going to be a couple old timers. That ain't no Nomad. Anyway, I wanted to clear all that up. Okay, so my vision, I'll probably ramble here for a little bit because it'll be hard to explain. So I watch, probably like you guys, watch a lot of YouTube, and Like Cletus McFarland. I guess he got me into watching his a couple years ago when he was doing his, well, not a couple, yeah, about a year and a half ago is really when I started watching YouTube. He was doing the Rocky Mountain Race Week. There's another one from Texas and Oklahoma. They're called drag and drive events, where you basically anybody can enter it, but you know, of course, the top prizes or whatever goes to the fastest. So you have a car and you drive it to the drag strip, and you do a pass or two or three, whatever you want, whatever best time you're trying to get. And then you drive, these cars have got to be street legal. Then you got to drive the car to the next track. Now this goes on for like 5 days. So you got 5 days and 5 different tracks. So you do a pass, then you got to get your car ready and drive it on the street, like, you know, take off your drag slicks, put on your street tires, drive it a couple of 100 miles to the next track. Then the next day you do the same thing. You do this for 5 days. And then they have all kinds of classes. So I think the last one they had a bullseye class. So it's kind of like a bracket racing. You just set a time. So it doesn't have to be, you know, the fastest car. You could set a time for 15 seconds and a quarter. And if you hit that, then you'll win that class. And then there's classes for standard shifts and, you know, what I think there's about 20 different classes. But anyway, you don't have to be the fastest or a speed demon or anything like that. But I think it'd just be fun just to do that. Kind of like the Hot Rod Power Tour, which is advertised as the world's largest rolling car show. So it's kind of a car show, but you're putting your car to work. You go and go down the drag strip and get a time slip and everything, and it'd be good memories and mementos for the car. So that's what I want to build this car for. It's not necessarily going to be the fastest car. I'm probably not even going to try to make it really fast. I'm more inclined to build this car, since it's gonna rack up a lot of miles, guys. I mean, I'm gonna try to do probably all these events starting next year, because I think this car is gonna take me about a year to finish. I'm not gonna do it start to finish. I got a bunch of other stuff I'm gonna do in between. That's why I'm saying about a year. But it's gonna I kind of wanted to title it something like building the world's most reliable car. So it's kind of be in between that and a race car. So I want to drive it thousands of miles at a time, you know, 3, 4, 5 times a year. The latest, I love going to Florida. The last winter was called Sick Week. Tom Bailey and a couple other guys there designed that drag and drive event. It was a lot shorter. It was just Florida and I think one stop in Georgia. So I would like to do that too. I think that was, I forget how many miles that was total, 800 miles total. And what inspired me on that one was this Canadian guy, Rich, and he had a 665 GTO, and the guy drove it from Alberta to Florida, 3,000 something miles there to Florida, did the 800 miles, and then drove all the way back without breaking down. And it was actually all Pontiac powered. I'm a Pontiac guy, so it was a Pontiac with a big turbo standard. I think it was a 6-speed he had in it. And that thing would do 8.9 seconds in a quarter. It was very, very fast. And he just ragged on it. He didn't baby it or nothing. He just ripping down that strip. I'm thinking, oh, geez, he blows it up. He's going to have to tow it back to Alberta or something. So Anyway, he made that whole trip. It had to have been over 7,000 miles, and not one thing broke. So that's what's inspired me on this. That's how I'm going to build this car. I don't want to be broken down the side of the road with blown engines, transmissions, anything. So I'm going to build it. New everything, basically. New, rebuilt. Now, the engine-wise, I don't like buying new engines, rebuilt engines, because frankly, they're through the roof, and you can't trust them. I don't care who builds it. I mean, Tom Bailey, he only made it the first run, and the head blew, or dropped the valve, head blew, or whatever, and who knows? I think the motor was a couple $100,000 of Steve Morris engines. No, not ragging on him or nothing, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend that much money, or even close to that, or even 10 grand on a motor. So this is a little while ago. This is what kind of seen my vision too. I think it was a couple months ago, and I was on AutoZone website looking up parts for one of my many cars, and I had on there my '69 Chevelle as a, your vehicle, looking for parts. So I clicked on engines just for the hell of it, and I didn't realize I kind of knew that AutoZone probably had a place that sells them engines. There's a whole bunch of engine rebuilders, manufacturers that sell to them places. They had 25 different engines for a '69 Chevelle. So the first one that came up, I forget the name of the company now. You can look, just go on AutoZone and V8 engine. So the number one was it just said a small block Chevy V8. It said replacement for a 283, 307, 327, like that, but not a 350, just all the way up to right before 350. And it's long block. It's the block, the heads, oil pan, everything on it except the carburetor. And of course the accessories, like an alternator. But it was pretty much complete for $1,800 and something, $1,850. So, and this is the best part, a 4-year guarantee. So I thought, Jesus Christ, you buy a remanufactured engine like that, long block, 4-year guarantee through AutoZone, because they're everywhere, for $1,800 and something bucks. I thought, well, shit, I might just do that. But anyway, the prices go up. You get into a 350, it's like $2,500. And then you go to like a 350, 350 horse, it's $2,900, and then $3,800, and then it goes all the way up to like probably 10 grand. You can get all these motors. So I thought, well, how about we just start at the bottom, $1,800 for a 4-year guaranteed Chevy small block. I said, so I think that's what I'm going to do with this initially, and then we'll go up from there. I'll drive it. And like I said, if I decide to put a bigger engine in it or something, I could take that guaranteed motor out and put it in something else. I got plenty of cars. But I want to use that 4-year guarantee. See? So I think that'd be great. And I think it said unlimited mileage. 4-year guarantee, unlimited mileage. So basically, now, I'd really like to put a 5-speed in this, like a 5-speed Tremec or something cheap, if I can find a used one or rebuilt or something. But I don't know, it's probably going to end up an automatic. But I want a gas mileage on this. I want really good gas mileage. So that's why I don't initially want a big engine in it. Big old gas hog that gets 8 miles to the gallon, 454 or something. That's just crazy, driving thousands of miles. So that's why I get a little small block that will I'm hoping to get maybe about 25 miles to the gallon on it. 20, 25, somewhere around there. Of course, it'll have a 4-barrel. You know, it'll be 4-barrel and headers. Anything that don't compromise the gas mileage is what I'd like to initially build it as. Okay, so the second step of the vision is to make it noticeable. I watch all them. No, the last one was that sick week in Florida. There was a few wagons there. That Steve Morris had a Buick Roadmaster wagon, and another guy had a Chrysler wagon. So these are very rare. You'll see some of them, but not very many. They're not like you go to a car show and it's full of Chevelles, Novas, Camaros, that type of stuff. You won't see very many of these wagons. So that's number one. Number two is going to be the paint job. So my vision for this paint job is all black with the old school flame job going down the side. Okay, it's going to be like yellow up to here, and then it's going to fade into orange and red. It's going to have flames all the hood and the sides. You don't see them anymore either, and I don't think I've seen any on those videos. So it's going to be a really mark out, stand out car, which, you know, people are not just going to walk by it because it's a common Chevelle or Nova or Camaro. They're going to take a second look and say, you know, oh, what's that? So it's going to be a mark out. So that's the other vision for it, is the looks, and then it's going to have everything comfort, because it's going to be driven thousands of miles. So it's going to have nice buckets. That's why I'm going to do away with the bench. And now this car, I don't care about originality on it, although most of it will be original. Most of my cars, you'll see, they're restored all original. There's nothing all rigged up, you know, customized to stuff. I like them to look original, even though they're, you know, the Nova's not an SS. It's just, that's how a Nova SS would look. That's probably what I'll do with this, put some SS emblems on the front, but it's going to have the cowl hood so it can breathe a lot of air in there, instead of just a fake SS hood or a stock hood. The stuff I want to put on here is going to be, in case I do put a bigger engine in it and use it more for race. Now, the other option for the engine part would be to put in an LS. I'd probably go with a 5.3 like I got in my Silverado here. That thing gets over 20 miles to the gallon. 5.3, so that's about equal to a 327. But the reason I don't really want to do that, too much electronics, and you have to do a lot of, you know, put a separate tank and a fuel pump, a lot of electronics, hook up the electronic computer, all that stuff. And I don't know if I can make it really reliable. You know, I don't want to be breaking down the side of the road with electrical problems. It's not even going to have an electric fan. It's going to have the manual fan, because I've seen countless people broken down because electric fans give out. And they buy new fans, they don't last. So all the new fans ain't worth a shit. Especially if you take them on a long trip. They might, you know, work good for you putting around town. You take it on a 300-mile trip, and I'll guarantee your electric fan's going to fry. Or it has a very good chance of frying. So that, and then you'll overheat and you'll be screwed. So I'm not going to do that. So I want to keep it as simple and basic and trouble-free. I don't have to be worrying about electric fuel pumps going out, wiring, computer, all that. So that's why I'm shying away from an LS in this. I just want to go with an old school small block with a carburetor, and that's it. Okay, so I want to make it real comfortable in here. I'm not sure about, though, it'll be a ways away before I take the interior out. I'm not sure if I'm going to do away with the back seat, make it all flat in there. Roof rack, I'll probably put on some type of roof rack Yeah, look, see, this is all, look at this. This is all rotten here too. These are gonna have to be all, and that's one piece of chrome that's missing. I'm hoping it's the same as a Chevelle. I just noticed that it was completely missing, unless it's in the back somewhere. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of these Jeeps here. 99 to 04 Grand Cherokees. They all got sunroofs in them. So I know it's gonna be, people are gonna say, don't butcher up the roof. Well, I want a sunroof. Mainly because of fresh air, and none of these windows are power. You know, they don't come with power windows back then, or very rare. So, you know, I like airflow coming in, so it's not like you can sit there in the driver's seat, push the passenger window down or your rear window down, get some airflow coming in. Especially when I travel with my dog all the time. She likes to stick her head out the window. So, and I smoke cigarettes, so I gotta have the smoke going out. That's what the sunroof is for. You open up the sunroof and get fresh air coming in or out, smoke going in and out. So that's what I come back to. I don't care about the originality of it. I'm probably going to use one of these Jeep Grand Cherokee sunroofs and splice it in this roof somehow. So yeah, I'll take some shit for that. But like I said, I don't care about the originality of it or cutting it up. Also, since I bought this wagon 5 years ago, I've been paying attention to them and restore. You know, they're not worth like an SS Chevelle or Nova that's worth, you know, 30, 40, 50 grand, but running and driving and looking good and all that, probably around 20 grand. So I'm not going to have a limit. I'm not just going to have a limit of how much money I'm going to spend on it. But to guess, like the 72 Nova I did, I guessed at 5 grand, came out to 52. This one I'm going to guess at about 10, because mainly it's going to be about 2 grand for the engine, and then all the accessories. Because, you know, you go with that, you might as well get the remanufactured lifetime guaranteed starter, alternator, water pump, you know, stuff like that. So and then, you know, a new 4-core aluminum radiator. So that'll just add engine stuff. It's gonna be probably 4 grand, 4 to 5 grand, and then probably 5 grand on the rest of everything. New everything: suspension, brakes, interior, paint and body. So I'm guessing about 10 grand. And then the car will be worth 20. So that's the main focus of this channel, is you don't spend more money on a car than what it's worth. And you know, you look at that Nova, it's for 5 grand. That car's probably, I could probably sell that for 20. But so it's worth, you know, 4 times what I got in it. So that's how the build is going to go on this car too. Is don't put more in it than it's worth. That's why I don't want to spend 10, 20 grand just on an engine, because then you just blew the whole, what the value of the whole car is fixed up, and you're just flushing money down the toilet after that, building the rest of the car. Okay, so, oh man, I've been rambling on here for 40-something minutes. Okay, that's my vision, guys. That's the next project. I'll be starting on it, but not every day, you know, start to finish. Which, you know, I got a lot of comments on that Nova, and people praise me for starting a project and then actually finishing it. Because I know what they mean, because I've watched too many YouTube channels where somebody, you know, get a car running, do something, and then it's disappeared. They moved on to the next car. It's like, what the hell happened to the car? Vice Grip Garage used to be like that. You know, you'd get them cars running, and then you'd never see them again. It's like, well, what happened to the old Cadillac? But since he's moved to Tennessee, you know, he'd fixed up that old Cadillac, took it on a hot rod power tour and all that, and he's brought some of them back lately. He actually kept all them cars, but initially, but that's after like a year, you know, he'd bring home that Firebird and a Corvette and stuff, and they'll do a video or two on it, and then they disappear. It's like, well, what happened? Well, that's how a lot of them guys are on YouTube. You know, they just disappear, the cars. So that's what I didn't want to happen with my channel. I want to start a car and finish it. And y'all see me do the Aspen RT, the 78 Nova, the Chevelle, the Nova, and all that. So I'd like to do that to this. I'm gonna do it, but there's gonna be a lot of interruptions because I'm gonna be fixing some other, you know, like this little thing here don't need much. It's just I got a problem with this. I need to work on that a little bit. Probably work on some of these other cars a little bit, but not for, you know, it's just gonna be a couple of videos at a time, interrupting it, like a week or two at a time. I'll be stopping work on this to do other stuff. So the plan is a year, okay? 1 year, be completely finished. Might be faster, I don't know. The motor's not gonna be right away because it's got a 4-year guarantee. There's no use buying a motor now and then using up a year of the warranty when it's not even gonna be driven. So the motor's gonna kind of be towards the end, although I like to paint it last, especially with a flame job. I don't want to be scratching anything up, putting a motor and tranny and everything in there. So it'll probably do all the body work and then get all the interior done and get it all ready to paint, and then get a motor in it and then paint it and then drive it cross country. See the USA in your Chevrolet. That was the old commercials back in the day. And that's what this thing is it's gonna be reborn. It's gonna have a new lease on life, and it's gonna see the USA multiple times here. Hopefully in the next few years, it'll be rack up the miles on it. So this will be kind of like my mascot car. That's why I bought them bumper stickers. I'm gonna have it all Clunkers and Classics on here, stickers on it, and then people see it at the drag and drive events, the hot rod power tours and stuff like that. It'll be my own little advertisement for it. So anyway, that's the vision, guys. I was going to bring it over here and wash it and then park it up on the on my slab, but I think I'll save that for another video because I rambled enough about everything. I hope everybody got my vision here. I'm missing this little piece of chrome here, but we'll do that next video. I just want to give everybody the history of it, but which I said it isn't very much. Just sitting in a field since '91, that's all I know. And the guy took the engine tranny out for another car. So yeah, later on I'll get it over on the slab and we'll put it up on stands, get under there and inspect everything. Take this off, check for the VIN number, see what the state needs to do to, so I can make another VIN number, assign a different number or something like that. I want to make sure I'll be able to legally get it on the road, because that's what them drag and drive events are. They got to be street legal. They got to be registered, insured, everything working. That way you can't just take a designated drag car to one of them and try to win. No, you got to drive it legally on the road to the next stop. Okay, so thanks everybody for listening to me ramble. That's the vision for it. So like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe so you get notifications. Hit that notification bell, and every time one of my videos comes up, you'll be notified. And subscribe, it's bottom right hand corner. Hit that subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost anything. And I'll be having a ton of videos on this because it's going to be a lot of work. It seems like every project's getting harder and longer, but I I got a vision for this and I'm motivated to do it. So here's his fenders. Anyway, that'll be it. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next video. Guys, I didn't notice it till I had my I was watching the video before I was going to publish it. And when I had the camera up on that dash, I didn't notice, or I noticed the little rivets or something up there. So I had to scrape off all this 30 years of crud. And there's the VIN number. It's right by the dash pad. I don't know if you can see it in there. So, you know, initially I thought it was down here. But nope, there it is. It's perfectly intact. And it was just same numbers as I thought. 132, 1 means Chevrolet, the 32 means it is a Nomad, and it is an 8-cylinder. 35 means it's a 2-seat wagon, and the K is Kansas City. And then the rest of the number is just a sequence number. So there it is. That's a relief that it's not rotted out. And I have a VIN number, so I don't have to mess with anything else. Okay, I thought I'd just add that in. I got another clip. I got the back window down, and I'll just add that clip at the end. We'll see y'all next video. Okay, guys. They're kind of like needle nose. I have these vice grips here, and I finally got it to roll down. It would come down about a ½ inch up here, and I kept up the spring and lube all the way around and down here best I could, and I finally got it to roll down without breaking anything. So I got that. Now the handle here, it's not moving yet. I sprayed some lube in there, but I got this off, spare tire cover. And I don't know what this stuff is, this factory stuff they use. It's kind of like a plastic. It's all peeling off. This thing's pretty rusty, but and it's got it on the inside here too. See? Little plastic stuff. I don't know if pour 15 can save all that. A little, yeah, that's kind of crusty. And there was no spare tire or jack. Looks like everything goes in there. That little deal there is a wiring harness. There was some mouse crap in there. I scooped that out with my hand. Looks like they put just some type of, you know, indoor-outdoor type carpet on it. Don't know how good the floor is. It's probably okay. Well, you can see one little pinhole there. But I need to get this tailgate open first. There's all mold and crap in here. No, I might be able to get it all out. I'll get it all out here in a minute. That's all the crap that was in the trunk. There's actually a full one, or one that was uncapped, not uncapped, and a little bit of beer in there, 31-year-old beer. I guess he was a fisherman, some fishing rods, and a whole bunch of, you know, little lead weights and stuff. This seat wasn't latched, because this does not move. And I got it down. And here's some more of this plastic crap here. That's all gonna come off. This is all because it's supposed to lay flat. I'll have to mess with that later. I'll have to spray some lube on this stuff. The panels here, probably gonna have to make them. That one there is completely screwed up. That's alright, I can make them. I'm just hoping all this metal is okay. So anyway, figure I'd show you that and document it for myself of how everything was put together. Those are aftermarket speakers. They'll come out. Probably get some new ones put in there. And anyway, I'll be back when I get some more accomplished.